Now to more global news. Will there be a war in Venezuela soon? The fear is growing as U.S. continues to step up economic and military pressure against President Nicolas Maduro. Now, a day after U.S. seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, President Trump says land strikes on alleged drug shipments are coming soon. Now, Trump told reporters at the White House that the U.S. will soon begin strikes to interdict narcotics shipments, making their way from Venezuela to the U.S. via land routes. The U.S. is already conducting strikes on alleged drug boats in the Caribbean Sea.
So it has to do with a lot of things. They've treated us badly, and I guess now we're not treating them so good. If you look at the drug traffic by sea is down 92%. And nobody can figure out who the 8% is because I have no idea. Anybody getting involved in that right now is not doing well. And we'll start that on land, too. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon.
Now, the latest warning comes after American forces took control of an oil tanker off the Venezuelan coast in a dramatic raid. It saw U.S. forces rope down from a helicopter onto the vessel. White House said the vessel will go to a U.S. port and oil will be seized. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said that the operation was aimed at Maduro's regime. Noem told a congressional hearing that the tanker operation was pushing back on a regime that is systematically covering and flooding, in their words, our country with deadly drugs.
The operation that was conducted yesterday morning was a Coast Guard-led operation. It was in partnership with the Department of War and the Department of Justice, the FBI as well, and it was a successful operation directed by the president to ensure that we're pushing back on a regime that is systematically covering and flooding our country with deadly drugs and killing our next generation of Americans.
White House says Trump is not interested in a prolonged war in Venezuela, but there may be more action coming. A report says that the U.S. is preparing to intercept more ships transporting Venezuelan oil. And according to a source, Washington has assembled a target list of several more sanctioned tankers for possible seizure. U.S. has also stepped up economic pressure on Maduro. The United States imposed fresh sanctions on 3 relatives of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, alongside 6 companies shipping the South American country's oil. Maduro sharply condemned seizure, calling it an act of criminal naval piracy. He also claimed that it was a private civilian merchant vessel which was seized far from Venezuelan waters near Grenada as it approached the Atlantic.
Yesterday, they committed an absolutely criminal and illegal act when they proceeded to carry out a military assault, kidnapping, and robbery like pirates of the Caribbean on a private civilian commercial merchant ship, a ship of peace that was assaulted almost as it was reaching the Atlantic.
Maduro urged U.S. public to restrain warmongers. He also hailed Russian President Putin for his backing. Putin had expressed his support during a phone call with Maduro after the oil tanker seizure.